This is one of the most abrasive lighting situations, but I forgot my lights at home. I have been wanting to make this video for a while, and this is going to be a story about how I got clear skin and more specifically my accutane journey. So going on to accutane, I didn't really have any idea of what exactly came with it. I just knew I wanted clear skin and I wanted it now. I'm gonna keep it real. There is so much that I could talk about regarding accutane, so hopefully this video won't be all over the place because I have a few things written down, but I'm sure that stuff will just keep popping up. This is just a view of my skin right now. There's nothing active. I also do have a lot of freckles just naturally, so my freckles are like up here and a little bit here. So this isn't acne or even acne scars up here. On this side, if it's focusing, you can see a little like residual acne scars, and that's because I actually just got off Accutane a month ago. So they said that it's gonna take another month, I think, before it'll be fully out of my system, and it should, because Accutane itself flares up the skin a little bit because it is such an intense process. So I was told that after like 6 months my skin should even calm down more after that, because I don't have active acne right now because that's the main goal of Accutane, but then even after the 6 months period it should be even clearer. But for right now, it's just a little bit of scarring. Right now I don't really have makeup on. I had a little bit of concealer in my eyes and like mascara, and I brushed my eyebrows, but not really wearing makeup. So I shine a flashlight on my face because I know a lot of the time in bad lighting you can't really like tell, and people are like, ah, how good is it actually? Just like the exposure of the video. Okay, but even in pretty harsh light I still have no acne, which so happy about. For sure I'm gonna insert before and after photos because I always hated my skin, so I had been taking photos of my skin just with every little treatment that I tried to do. And it's not that I had super bad cystic acne, because you don't need to have cystic acne to go on Accutane. You just have to have persistent acne, which is definitely something I've had, because I would say I got acne in 5th grade and it definitely wasn't nothing. Now that I go back and look at the pictures, I'm like, oh wow, my skin has improved so much. But it doesn't have to be cystic. It doesn't have to be like chunks of your face falling off. It can just be super persistent. In order to get Accutane covered by my insurance, I had to try 2 different antibiotics before I got on Accutane. So very first visit with my dermatologist, I don't even know how old I was, I just got prescribed topical creams like adapalene, clindamycin, I think, but just like 3 of those little topical things that you put on at like nighttime or daytime or after you wash your face, and like a benzoyl peroxide wash. And I think that might have helped for a little bit, just try and control things, but there'd definitely still be flare-ups, and like had to be very consistent. It would make me very dry and it wouldn't really reap long-term benefits. Mom was actually the one who was like, hey, I heard about Accutane, maybe you should try that. And I was like, that seems really intense, I don't know about that. I went to the dermatologist and I was like, okay, I'm ready to try Accutane. And at least for my insurance, they made me try 2 different types of antibiotics. So I walked in that day being like, okay, I'm ready to try Accutane, and they're like, wait. I went on the 2nd antibiotic. I had to stay on it for 2 months. Didn't really do anything. And I was like, yeah, it's not working for me. So finally they were like, all right, let's begin the process of Accutane. And you're like, okay, cool, ready. Wait, if you're a boy, you can just go ahead and start it that day. But if you're a girl, you have to take a pregnancy test. I don't remember the exact process, so like check with your doctor first, but I know that there's like a 1-month waiting period for girls before you actually start Accutane, because they need to make sure you're not pregnant. And you get a whole booklet on how to not get pregnant, the different contraceptives, what happens if you do get pregnant on Accutane. I mean, I wasn't planning on having a baby at 18 anyway, so not really a big problem for me. They make you come in for monthly doctor's visits mainly for the pregnancy test thing. For me, every single month that I had a doctor's visit, I also had to get blood work done, just because most of the time, well, I don't know about most of the time, but if your blood work is fine, once you start to get later into the treatment process, they won't make you get blood work every time, but a few times my like white blood cell count was off or something like that, so I just had to go and get my blood drawn before the next appointment, within like a 7-day period of the next appointment. If you're going to college, it is something tricky because you do have to be treated by the same provider the entire duration of your treatment, but thankfully I chose a college that just happened to also be nearby, and I already knew what choice I was having for college before I started the process, so it just made everything easier. I was on accutane, I think, for 8 months. I honestly didn't keep track, which I know a lot of people probably sitting there on their calendar counting the days down until they're done, but I just was kind of like, oh my god, my skin's getting clear, this is what I wanted. It's like a monthly doctor's visit. If you plan your life well, it's not too much of a hassle, especially for what you get in return. Every single appointment, they'll give you a little sheet and you say like how your symptoms are, if you have symptoms, how clear your acne is getting, just a bunch of different questions regarding your process. And then you also have to do this thing called the iPledge program, which is you go online and you have an account and everything, and you just have to go and answer questions about the rules for Accutane, because you can't donate blood while you're on it, you're not supposed to drink while you're on it, just things like that. And then also they make you confirm your 2 types of birth control. Both you and your provider have to have them matched in the correct order. My 2 choices were hormonal birth control, like the pill, and then a male condom, and those are like the exact terminology that they use online, so you have to make sure that it matches up with your doctor in that exact order. Beyond the whole process and everything, there are definitely some side effects that I wasn't really like made aware of when I was starting Accutane, because doctors are just like, don't get pregnant, that's what we have to say by state law. I would go through every single thing I had to go through for this Accutane process all over again if I got the skin that I have. It is so incredibly worth it. Like I said, I absolutely love Accutane, love what it did for my skin. Nothing else worked like it has, but at the same time, I also want to let everyone know what it really is like, because I feel like there's some stuff that I would have liked to know ahead of time. For sure, my lips got so dry, and thankfully my dermatologist would give me handfuls of these bad boys, because you can't buy them in this small of a size, but I find those still in my pockets to this day, like just random pockets everywhere. Sometimes I would find 4 in my pants pockets, but Aquaphor saved my life. I'd just use it as my chapstick. Like, nothing worked better than Aquaphor for me. Drink a lot of water, lotion yourself a lot, Aquaphor a lot on your lips. Just dryness was definitely a real thing from head to toe. I wouldn't even shower as much because I would not produce as much oil as I used to. It was excessive to shower every day. If I washed my hair every day, it would have been so dry. My skin was super fragile. Any scratches would probably result in blood. I also do aerial silks. I've mentioned in a few of my past videos, but you might not have seen those, but it's like the circus thing, and it's actually pretty rough on your body, especially when you're on Accutane, because I would get so many burns, just like my skin ripped off, and it is okay, it is avoidable. I'd just like try and make sure that I'd have extra long leggings on, or just extra hydrate, drink a lot of water, just take a break while I'm healing from my injuries, but that's definitely something that I was not expecting. I like described myself as like a paper doll. Like, I would just like rip. But oh yeah, also you can't exfoliate, because you may think, oh, I have a lot of dead skin cells, so I need to exfoliate those off. Do not do that. I did not get a pedicure until I was off of Accutane, because you just exfoliate and it seems okay, and then the next day you just have 14 other layers of skin coming off. And I know it sounds gross, but no one told me this, and I want other people to know this. My doctors had me using a benzoyl peroxide face wash before I was on Accutane, but once I got on Accutane, I used baby face wash, like the Johnson & Johnson baby body wash. I'd use that on my face. I wore sunscreen on my face every single day, because another part of the whole acne thing is if you have like, because this over here is just a lot of hyperpigmentation and acne scars, and if you want that to go away, you need to make sure to wear sunscreen because you don't want it to get redder. You don't want anything like that to happen, so it's definitely something I recommend, wearing sunscreen. Summer was really rough. You sunburn so quick if you are on Accutane. It's derived from retin A, so it makes you photosensitive, which is light sensitive, and if you go to the beach without sunscreen on, it's not like, oh, like, it's okay. It's so bad. I've accidentally fell asleep in the sun for 45 minutes and like my ear got sunburnt. I didn't even know ears could sunburn. It was just peeling and peeling. I got 3 cartilage piercings when I was on Accutane, and they have healed fine now, which is great, but apparently you're not supposed to really get piercings on it. No one says a hard rule against getting piercings, and like the piercers don't know to ask, but it definitely takes a lot longer for your body to heal while on Accutane, and they tell you to try and avoid procedures for, I think, even 4 months after you're off Accutane. So I didn't know that, and I got them in the middle, so there definitely were some times when I was like, are these getting infected? But thankfully I had like other topical creams to put on them. But I definitely wait to get tattoos, to get major surgeries, to get piercings, just because it makes you so much more sensitive, so much more fragile, and it really does slow your immune system a little bit. Like, oh wow, I'm not healing as fast as I'm used to. This is getting infected, and I've never gotten infected before. So you definitely have to stay on top of your health. Do not get a tattoo on Accutane. That is like the one rule. Piercings, they're like, we don't really know about that, but like tattoos, do not do that. People can get gnarly tattoos because your skin is just regenerating so fast. And I feel like I've covered a lot. Hopefully I got everything. I think I started Accutane in May, and I took photos then, and back then I was like, okay, like, it's not that bad, because all of my friends would say my skin wasn't really that bad, and then I look back at these photos and I'm just like, I can't believe that my skin used to be like that, and I'm so incredibly thankful for having good skin, because it was just something that would just, like, I was still a really confident person, but it was definitely something I was just like, wow, I really wish I could have clear skin. I hope that this was a very informative video, and if you have any more questions, you can leave them in the comments below. DM them to me on Twitter, Instagram at brecc.a, or yeah, leave them in the comments below. So thank you so much for watching.